Hello and welcome to the MAP Proctor Training 2019-2020. Many of you have already given the MAP assessment in the past. This video is a short reminder of some of the features of the assessment and how the day will work when the students are taking the English and Math MAP assessments. On September 4th, which is a B-Day, all students will be taking the English Reading MAP assessment. On September 5th, which is an A-Day, all students will be taking the Math MAP assessment. Math and English teachers will be proctoring their test sessions in workrooms A, B, or C, while the rest of the staff will be proctoring the assessment in their classrooms with their peak students. We'll be on a 2-hour peak delay that day. The next few slides are going to cover some things that you're going to go over with your students prior to starting the assessment. Again, these slides will be shared out with you in the morning of the assessment, so don't worry about taking notes or feel that you need to have every little detail down at this point. Students should be keeping their laptops in laptop mode during the assessment. They should not be in tablet mode or tent mode, as this messes with the software. If they need to go to the restroom, you can have them simply raise their hand and you can let them go. But be sure that you only send one student at a time. We can't have a lot of students in the hallway during the assessment. If a student finishes early, have them close the lid on their device. They can read a book quietly or put their head down until the bell rings. Students are going to be checking their screen resolution prior to the test. Again, these are included in the morning slideshow. Have the students sign into their Chromebook. Once signed in, they're going to press Control, Shift, and the 0 key, and this should reset their screen resolution if it isn't already set to the following resolution. After you verify they've all checked this, have them sign out of their Chromebook. This slide gives the students an overview of what the MAP assessment is, and basically just tells them to do their best. You can have them read this on their own, or you can read it to them aloud the morning of the assessment. Once you're ready to begin the test, students are actually not going to log into their Chromebook. They click on the Apps Waffle button in the lower left corner of their Chromebook screen and select the NWEA Secure Testing. If this option does not show, please Skype myself, Annalisa, or Val, and we can come by and take a look. Once the NWEA Secure Testing app loads, this screen should appear across the entire screen on their Chromebook. If any students have any issues at this point, just have them wait and keep getting the rest of the students logged in to the system. It's easier to get 90% of your kids logged in, and we can backtrack and get the rest of the kids caught up as needed. Students are going to type in the session name, which is going to be their math or English teacher's last name plus F19 for fall 19. Passwords will vary by teacher session name. So again, in the morning of the slideshow, you'll have a slide with each teacher's name, test session, and then the security code or password for that test session. Next, students are going to select their name from the drop-down. Now, teachers are only going to have one test session for every single one of their students, so there's going to be about 130, 140 students probably in the list here. So if they start typing in the first few letters of their name, it filters down to the names a lot quicker. Please note that students who may have enrolled in the school within the last 24 to 48 hours may not be able to log into the MAP assessment. If this is the case, simply just have them wait and we can go back and see if we can add them. If we're unable to add them, we'll simply test them at another date. All students should have the test pre-assigned to them on the day of the assessment. For English, they'll be taking the Growth Reading 6 Plus VA 2017. For Math, most students will have Math 6 Plus VA 2017, and a handful of students may have Algebra 1 as a test. Again, these will be all pre-assigned, so students are not going to have to select which test they're taking. Students then just simply click Yes to confirm their information on the screen. And then the last screen they'll see prior to testing is this one. On this screen, they're basically in a holding pattern until their math or English teacher clicks confirm on their end. This is a slow, rolling login, so not all students may begin at the same exact time. Once this screen appears on their test, they click Start Test and then begin testing. As a reminder, when you're in the classroom with the students, do not answer any test questions. If the student raises their hand, is confused, doesn't understand the question, simply say, do your best, and don't spend too much time on any one question. The test is adaptive, so some questions are going to be very difficult, while some others may seem very easy. Be sure you're walking around the room frequently. Students should not be sleeping, having their heads down, or be flying through the test. Most tests take about 50 to 60 minutes on average. However, there's always an exception. Some students are going to finish much earlier, and some are going to take the entire time, and some may not finish at all in the allotted time. By walking around the room, you can ensure that all students are on task, and again, not spending too much time on one question, and are actually participating. Be sure that you have Skype ready to go on your computer. Directions on how to use Skype will be sent out shortly. If a student device battery dies or malfunctions, contact myself, Val, or Annalisa, and we'll try to get you a device as soon as we can. Again, this may take several minutes depending on where we are in the building. If a student test locks or they get kicked out of a test, you need to contact the English or math teacher. They're the only ones who can reset a test for a student. And again, when a student finishes, have them close the lid on their device and put their head down or read a book. In the past, we've had several students who click through the test and finish in 10-15 minutes. The system now has an auto pause feature that'll work up to 3 times if the system indicates that a student is disengaged or rapid guessing too quickly. Basically, a student is rapid guessing if they're answering a question in less than 10% of the normal time it takes to respond to an item. The test proctor will be notified, which will be the English or math teacher. They can pause the test, and they can even terminate the test for the student. Again, the classroom teacher should be watching all students and verbally prompt to slow down or stay engaged as needed. The math and English teachers. If a student is disengaged or rapid guessing too often on the test, you have the option to terminate their test session and have them completed at another time. When it comes to retesting, you need to contact Val Cashman, and she will work with you on setting up retest sessions if that's a possibility. In the classroom, you may have to do some basic troubleshooting with the student assessment. Sometimes the kids get kicked out of the test for whatever reason. It could be a keystroke, it could be slow internet connection, it could be a battery issue. It happens. So when that happens, you need to contact the English or math teacher with the student's name through Skype and wait patiently. The reason you use Skype is real-time communication is the most efficient and best way to communicate with myself, Val, Annalisa, and the teachers. If the student needs a test reset, they first need to close out of the map assessment by pressing Shift, Alt, and K. Once they've done that, you can use Skype to contact the math and English teacher and let them know Johnny Smith got kicked out of the test. Once again, may take a few moments for the teacher to go through the system and reset the test, but once you hear back from them, have the student go to the app's waffle button, select the NWEA Secure Testing, and once the teachers confirm the student's ready to go, they can enter in their test session name and password, select their name, and begin testing. I hope this map overview was informational, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a good day.